Are you sick and tired of wasting your coffee grinds because Los Angeles does not compost? Are you too broke to buy your favorite designer kombucha? Well, stay tuned and learn how to make kombucha from coffee grounds. Oh, hello. Let's make coffee ground kombucha. This starts simply with saving your coffee grounds. So, of course, I would say get the good stuff. But listen, if you're using Folgers, go ahead, like Butter Queen would say, more power to you. This starts with saving about 4 cups of coffee ground. I got these guys here and I just save them in my fridge every day. So then we're gonna add to this about 6 cups of water. I'm gonna put 5 cups in and then I'll reserve 1 cup for making a simple syrup. So basically what we're making right now is a sweetened cold brew. And then here I have 1 cup of baker's sugar. The reason why I'm using baker's sugar is because you don't have to put it over the stove in order for it to dissolve fully. I just have to put water from a cup of water from the kettle in here. And I'm just dissolving that. So as far as the first step, this is it. I got 1 cup of sugar, 6 cups of water, and I got 4 cups of coffee ground. I'll just mix it gently just to kind of release as many aromas as possible, make sure there's no coffee clumps. And then I will cover it up and let that steep at room temperature overnight on the counter. This has been steeping overnight with my coffee ground and my sugar. So the next step is for you to grab a container. The thing with kombucha is the more airflow it gets, the faster it's gonna ferment. I'm using a crock that has a huge opening, and that's ideal, but if you don't, just use a mason jar, cover it up with a cheesecloth. So I'm gonna strain this through a double strainer, or if you have any coffee strainers, please use it. When you make espresso and you do like a really quick extraction, there's still so much flavor yet left in your coffee ground, and that's like such an amazing way to use them. Actually, this recipe is taken from the Noma cookbook, which is undoubtedly just like a smart, brilliant idea that they figured out, and that I'm kind of like transforming and making it a little bit more simple to make it at home. So now that we're fully strained into the crock, we're going to transform this into a little bit more of a Christmassy moment. So I'm gonna take some warm spices that I have on hand. I'm gonna do about 2 pods of cardamom, 3 allspice, and then I'm gonna do about the 1/4 of a stick of cinnamon. And I just wanna crack it up a little bit to make sure it's all gonna steep into the kombucha evenly. So I didn't make a paste, I didn't make a powder or anything, but I just cracked up all the spices. So this here is going straight in my mix, and it's gonna add so much flavor. All right, here and too, as well, if you have some good vanilla extract, just do maybe a tablespoon. Last but not least in here, I have my SCOBY, which basically is my mother for my kombucha. It's pretty gross. This one is extremely healthy. But if you don't have a SCOBY just yet, you can replace that by taking 1 cup of very, very high quality unpasteurized kombucha from the store, and all you would do is add your cup of kombucha from the store right into this mix. For me, it's gonna take about 10 days at room temperature for it to be fully fermented and kind of like meet the perfect point between the flavor of the coffee, the sweetness of the sugar, and enough of the vinegar to kind of like balance everything out and make it nice and dry. But if you don't have that, and if you're using the store-bought kombucha to add to your mix, it's gonna take about 2 times longer for it to ferment. So it might take about 20 days. What I would say is start tasting your kombucha at 7 days. And I always think it's very, very, very important to just really taste your product that you're fermenting as much as possible all the way through, so you're really getting like a good grasp. Right? You're getting a good grasp of where you're going with your product. I have my healthy SCOBY. I'm closing this up, and I'm gonna ferment it at room temperature, starting to taste it at the 7th day, but going for about 10 days. And once that is finished, we can bottle it, keep it in the fridge, and it'll stay good for like about a month. The very, very interesting thing about kombucha is that even in the fridge, it still slowly keeps fermenting, so it's never fully stable. So you'll see if you keep it in the fridge and you forget about it for a week and you taste it again, it's gonna have like even more sour notes, and it's gonna be just a really cool product to like keep on hand. This is it. This is my kombucha that I made. It's fully fermented now. It has a really, really nice flavor. The coffee kombucha almost tastes like a coffee berry shrub. It's like the perfect balance between the coffee notes, the acidity, the brightness, and you serve it on ice and it's just fresh and crisp and delicious. But be careful when you drink this, because there is, you know, still a pretty high amount of caffeine in there, so don't drink that before going to sleep. I think you should definitely try it out. Start saving your coffee grounds and make the most of them and save the world for the holidays. Cheers. It's really good. You can taste the cardamom. Warm spices in there with the coffee too. So good.